Hello, and welcome to the Underpaid Gamers Podcast. My name is Tony. I am with my friend and colleague, Justin.
Hey!
There he is. There he is.
Here I am.
Here at the Underpaid Gamers Podcast, we talk about movies and video games. Today we're talking about video games. Welcome. The Underpaid Gamers Podcast is the official podcast of underpaidgamers.com. We have a YouTube channel at Underpaid Gamers Podcast. We have a Twitter at UPGamers Podcast. Gmail, underpaidgamerspodcast at gmail.com. Send us an email. You can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play.
Yep.
And there's one thing else I always forget. I always forget one thing. It's not always the same thing.
SoundCloud? You said SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
You said iTunes. You said Google Play.
Twitter?
No, you said Twitter. You said YouTube.
Who knows?
Maybe you said everything.
Maybe I said everything for once. Congratulations to me.
You can just Google us, and we're like almost every single link on the first page, maybe even 2 pages.
Justin, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about our most anticipated games of this fall/holiday season.
The 2016 fall.
2016
holiday season.
Yes.
So before that, like always, we have a news segment.
We have a little bit of news.
Do you have any news for us?
Am I allowed to steal things from that list that I knew about?
Sure.
PlayStation 4 had an update released 4.0 with some nice new features to it.
That's accurate.
The hold down the PlayStation button menu, like the quick menu. What?
The quick menu.
The quick menu
is what it's literally called.
Has been redone. It looks a lot nicer, I think. It gives you more options.
Yes.
It doesn't take up the whole screen now, so it's more like it like pops into the screen and just dims your game, which is like a nice little feature. It doesn't feel so abrupt when you press the button. And you can actually customize it too, which is really nice.
I have not done that. It comes very well done at the beginning.
Yeah,
but you can customize it if you want.
Yeah, and part of that too, they've revamped trophies, so you don't actually have to be online to see them, which is nice, because I actually struggle with that sometimes, so I want to check my trophies.
You have to sync your trophies all the time, and it feels like you no longer have to sync them.
Yeah, so they've done some changes to that, and just some user interface, like image changes. I know, like some of the...
Oh, they added like scheduling and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can set up a schedule to like... Today we're gonna raid, and you do that like a couple weeks down the line, and everyone in that group will be like, oh yeah, today's raid day. I get a notification.
Yeah. So,
but the quick menu is the biggest part. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I like this update. I like it a lot. So I think good job, Sony.
Props.
Yep, props to you guys.
Anyway, people, I haven't used it yet because I have the Elgato plugged in my PS4, as you should as well.
Mm-hmm. I should.
And you can't use Spotify when you have the Elgato plugged in.
That's
because
true.
You have to check the HDCP. So I can't use Spotify, but people have been raving about how easy it is to use Spotify from the quick menu. So
there's that too.
So there's that, because it used to be you had to like close your game, go to Spotify, do this and this, and you could like go forward or go backward, and you could use your phone to like change songs. But now you just go to the quick menu and do all of Spotify. Super nice.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess we'll just go down the list of things that I saw when they happened. Lego Harry Potter is getting remastered, but only for the PS4.
Heyo.
So that's interesting.
What's up?
So Lego Harry Potter was like years 1 through 4, and then 5 through 7 or something like that. Maybe 1 through 3, then 4 through 7. I don't know. It was two games with multiple years, but now they're all getting remastered, but only for the PS4, which is interesting. Lego doesn't normally have exclusivity like that.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
I know. Usually they try and mass release everything.
Because they can sell everything.
Because it has Lego on it, people will buy it on every console.
Yeah. But for some reason, they're doing this. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't know what that means for the future of the games. Probably...
Yeah, I don't know either.
Not a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they have a nice little formula that works, and they're just cruising along with it.
Cruising for a bruising.
Getting all that money from all those little kids. Like, seriously, how many... Like, do you have any Lego games?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has, like, a couple Lego games. Like, everybody I know has something.
Do you have one?
From Lego. I do, actually. It's on PS3?
Mine's on PS3, unless you're specifically PS4.
I think mine was PS3. I don't have one. I had one for PS4 that I sold. And I got Overwatch instead with that money.
Worth it.
Definitely worth it.
Lego games are fun, although the one I've talked about this before. I have Lego Marvel, and I got really frustrated with it on like the second level. I couldn't figure out what to do, because it was like a 2-dimensional side scroller, but I needed to go to a 3rd-dimensional plane. I didn't understand that, and all these things had to happen. I had to press these buttons, but they weren't obvious. I'm just like, I was getting so mad. So I just put it down and never went back. I had to watch a YouTube tutorial on how to get past a level on Lego Marvel.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And
that shouldn't happen.
The video was like 20 minutes long, and the part I was stuck on was like the 18th minute mark.
Ugh.
Very frustrating.
That is very
I was burned.
Frustrating.
Speaking of Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel gets its first Emmy for a TV series. Jessica Jones.
This is the first one on the list. Actually, it's the only thing on the list that I didn't know.
You did not?
Yeah.
Jessica Jones gets its Emmy.
That's amazing.
Which is the first. You want to know what the Emmy's for?
Yeah, tell me.
You want to guess? I guarantee you will not be able to guess.
Supporting actor.
No.
Special effects.
No.
I don't know.
Netflix's Marvel's Jessica Jones was nominated for 2 Creative Arts Emmys: Outstanding Main Title Design and Outstanding Main Title Theme Music. And 1 for its theme music.
Nice.
So I guess the theme music in Jessica Jones is awesome.
Top notch.
I remember Daredevil's theme and opening. I do not remember Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I'm trying. That's kind of weird. I was really hoping it was something like best drama or best
something cool.
Yeah, something that has more. I mean, good job, writer of the music for that show. They did a good job. Yeah. However, that's not like the reason I watched that show.
Clearly.
So interesting. Well, props to them. I guess that gives them a little bit of pomp and circumstance, a little bit of honor.
We got the best theme music.
Yeah.
I mean, that and Spider-Man's theme, which is pretty legit.
You
the
like
classic Spider-Man's theme.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh.
Does whatever a spider can. I won't go on.
Thank you.
Assassin's Creed is coming out this year, despite them saying that nothing's coming out this year. Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection, which is Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, my favorite of the series, and Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Yep.
All 3 of those games are Ezio. They come out November 14th, despite Ubisoft saying that there's not going to be any Assassin's Creed games this year. Maybe they said there's not going to be any new Assassin's Creed games, but this still applies because it's a new game.
You know,
refurbished.
This might be a good opportunity for me to actually finish Ezio's story. Because I played Assassin's Creed 2, and then I never beat Brotherhood, and then I never even played Revelation.
Yeah.
So maybe this is something I'll pick up. I don't know. But at the same time, Assassin's Creed has burned me. With Unity, it burned me. And
that's true.
It made me so mad.
You gotta be careful with these remastered, because they're pouring it to a different system.
Yeah.
PS3 to PS4.
And they obviously can't even design a game for the system by itself without it failing. I mean, I guess Syndicate, but I didn't buy Syndicate as protest against Unity. They can't do that to me and expect me to pay money again.
People say Assassin's Creed 2 is probably one of the best open world games.
Yeah.
Definitely the best of the Assassin's Creed games. I liked Brotherhood more than Assassin's Creed 2.
You did?
A lot of people cite the jump from Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2 as one of the best sequels.
Yeah, I mean, I think the mechanics of the game improved a lot. And I liked Assassin's Creed 1 a lot, actually.
Yep. Have you gone back and played it? Because it's rough.
It's rough now, yeah.
After you've played like Assassin's Creed 2, you go back and play 1 and you're like, this is not good.
Well, I mean, to me, it seems to be like the first iteration of almost a new genre, like a new subgenre in like action gaming.
Yeah.
Because of all the parkour.
Open world stealth?
Yeah, open world stealth. Like, there was like nothing like that, or at least to that extent of stealth and building climbing and like being sneaky. Like it was so cool. And so the first one, just like the whole idea behind it was awesome.
Well, it's so interesting because this came out when parkour was so huge. And now parkour isn't as huge anymore, so it doesn't have that to like jump off of. Doesn't have that anymore.
Nice.
So they can't like market it like, look at all these jumps and flips you can do. Like, but people just come and expect that, and you see that in a lot of other games now. Watch Dogs 2 and even Watch Dogs 1, they're set in the same universe as Assassin's Creed. So the main character can't climb buildings like the assassins can, but he can scale things. Assassin's Creed or Watch Dogs 2 has more fluidity parkour to it. I don't know when Assassin's Creed 1 came out the year, but I know Infamous was around that same time. Both of them have building climbing. I think Infamous is better than Uncharted. It's more fluid, it goes faster.
I think it's simpler.
It's simpler as well.
I think that's part of the reason why it works better. But they've
incredibly simplified Assassin's Creed since then. You like no longer need to
like
do this, do that. But also, like Uncharted came out at the same time, and Uncharted climbing is very different from Assassin's Creed climbing.
Yes.
like I said, it kind of goes back to that parkour, which isn't so big anymore. People don't necessarily care about parkour so much. So Assassin's Creed has to do something other than that, a standard game mechanic that they have themselves have standardized.
I mean, it's no longer new. It's no longer the thing. It's expected. It's not a surprise like it was in the beginning.
But Assassin's Creed as a whole, although I give it a lot of crap, is a very good game and a very good franchise.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 1 was incredible. 2 and Brotherhood obviously were incredible. People like Revelations for somewhat of the ending and like how it kind of ended Ezio's story, although I did not like... one thing I didn't like about Assassin's Creed is the first one was Altair, the second one was Ezio. I really wanted the third one to be someone else. I wanted to go from person to person to person, and I think it stuck on Ezio a little too long.
Yeah.
Obviously, he got 3 games. Assassin's Creed 3 comes out, and it's Connor, and I love Assassin's Creed 3. People don't. I love it. Then 4 came out, Black Flag, and it's more of a pirate adventure game than less of an Assassin's Creed game, but that's Edward Kenway.
It didn't really add to the main story that much, and I was okay with that because... I really enjoyed the ship mechanics in Assassin's Creed 4.
Man,
I absolutely loved it. And, like, the challenges of killing, like, the pirate ship, like, the legendary pirate...
The Man of War.
Like, those things were so cool to me. I know for some people it's not the thing. But for me,
everyone loved that. I couldn't get it. I've met, like, 1 or 2 other people that just didn't like the ship combat. I'm one of those people. Everyone else is like, the ship combat was so cool. I'm like... The reason I didn't like it because it took so long to get from one island to the next island. I just wanted to parkour and kill people. I can't do that when I'm on my ship.
For me, I thought the ship mechanics added another layer to the game because I was tired of just running around cities and doing parkour.
Yeah.
So that way it gave some diversity to the games, something different. And I think they did it well. So I think that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection. Of the 3 games, 2 Brotherhood and Revelations. 2 of them are very good. Revelations is probably mediocre, maybe just good as opposed to really good. Like I said, Brotherhood is my favorite because it added something that hasn't been in Assassin's Creed since then. I don't even think it was in Revelations, where you had like a brotherhood of assassins. So you were like creating this gang of assassins that you could call in with either L1 or R1 on the PS4, PS3, and they would come out of the shadows and assassinate a specific target and leave. So you didn't have to do anything. You literally just mark him, and they come out and they kill these people while you kill somebody else. You get 2-3 people dead at once.
Yeah,
and it's over. Like, you no longer have to, like, you can still do all the stealth stuff. That was my favorite mechanic, and they never did it again. And whenever you like had someone assassinate, they'd always do like a little eagle whistle, just a little sound cue, and that's, in my opinion, that's like the best mechanic Assassin's Creed has ever done was the Brotherhood, and they haven't done it since, and it really disappoints me.
I wonder why. Why they haven't done it? Yeah. Why
it disappoints me? Because I just told you.
No, I know I disappoints you.
You played Brotherhood, right?
I did play it. I didn't beat it.
Did you? But did you get to the point where you had like assassins?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
Cool. I thought it was fun. I think it did make Ezio too powerful.
It did?
Yeah, which, I mean, you're essentially a superhero in the game. And so it's okay to be a little bit overpowered. But to me, I just relied way too much on that. And then I didn't feel like I had to be as stealthy or as proficient with my fighting as I did before.
Dude, I just thought it was awesome because you'd be running across rooftops and you see somebody on another rooftop and you're just like dead.
Or some guards chasing you.
Yeah.
You can just like kill him and then keep running.
Yeah.
And then he's dead.
So awesome. But I feel like the realism factor of that would be like, it's kind of true.
You know, it is what it is.
Anyway. I didn't like how Ezio got... I just didn't like the fact that it was Ezio. Like, give me somebody new.
I liked Altair a lot.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He was super hardcore. Like, getting raised by the assassins and then going against the head assassin, which then turns out to be like a conspiracy. Like, that was so cool.
That's why the story was so good. Assassin's Creed and Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, were my first 2 games I ever owned on PS3. I played Metal Gear Solid 4 first, but I beat Assassin's Creed 3 or Assassin's Creed first. Then went back to Metal Gear. Assassin's Creed was awesome. Yeah.
Very cool.
Altair was awesome. He comes back in some of the later ones, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he makes an appearance, and I know you can even get his outfit.
So?
And run around as if you're him, but to me, that's not the same. But, whatever.
Moving forward. HBO is coming to the PS4.
Yeah.
Party Chat Game of Thrones.
Hey-yo, that's what's up. That'd be cool.
That'd be fun. I assume there's a subscription to it as well.
Yeah.
I assume if you have a subscription to it, you just watch it on PS4.
They probably just log in.
So I just want to mention that real quick.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's fun. Chris Metzen has retired from Blizzard.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal.
You want to talk about that?
For Blizzard. I don't know all the exact details, but I know that he was on the team for a long time and had a big hand in StarCraft, in Diablo,
and Warcraft.
And I know a lot of his stuff had to do with the storylines and things. And so like the basic storyline of StarCraft is considered classic now. It's like alien invaders, humans as in like huge mech fighting robot suits, which now has been copied 1,000 times, and then like an advanced alien race that is just like high tech but like honor bound. So it was just like a really cool like 3 race system in the game, and I thought the lore was really good.
Anyway, he's been working. Metzen has been a designer, writer, and storyteller at Blizzard for over 20 years. I have a link to why he quit, but I don't remember. I didn't read it. I'm reading this on Polygon, so I'll read it verbatim. It's about Metzen's legacy. When Chris Metzen first joined Blizzard in the early 90s, he helped the company finish up work on its upcoming strategy game, Warcraft, Orcs and Humans. However, it was in the 2 sequels to this title that Metzen really stepped up and became a guiding hand, shaping the universe of Warcraft and the stories that would be told in it over the next couple of decades. It talks about Warcraft 3 and then goes on to StarCraft 2. He's worked on Diablo, Hearthstone, Overwatch, all these things. This guy has had his hands in everything. Mm-hmm. Every Blizzard game that you've ever played, this guy's worked on. So he retires after 20 years. I don't think that means anything negative for Blizzard. I think it's more just give this guy a hand. He's worked so hard.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
And 20 years is a long time. That's a lot. That's a huge chunk of your career.
That's more than half my life.
Yeah, and
by a good amount.
Yeah, I would say so. And so it didn't seem to be like a whole lot of bad blood in the breaking away, but it is noteworthy. So
it is
good job.
Noteworthy.
Good job, Chris. You crushed it.
Yeah, you want to talk about this thing real quick?
Wait, which one?
This one right here. Oh, before that, I didn't write it down. So a couple episodes ago, we were talking about how we don't think Kingdom Hearts 3 is ever going to come out.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2.8 has been delayed.
Yep. I saw that this week. I just started laughing. I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah, it's awesome.
Didn't I send it to you? I think I sent it to you in a Facebook message. No, or was that The Last Guardian? I sent you like an article.
You sent me one.
I think it was 2.8, and I think I just said LOL or something.
It was supposed to come out in December, and now I think it might be pushed to early 2017.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Good night, dude.
Yeah. We're sticking to our guns. Kingdom Hearts 3 is never going to come out.
I didn't read the article into why Kingdom Hearts 2.8 was delayed. Mm-hmm. I assume it's for whatever reason. But along the coattails of that, which we have also mentioned, The Last Guardian has been delayed once again.
And I've seen a lot of different video game news websites talking about this as the last delay, though I don't know how you can say that for certain.
Yeah.
When that's been the history of The Last Guardian is continued delays. And I think the hype train around it has gotten to the point where its expectations are higher than what it can deliver.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, I'm wondering if the expectations are having a hand in the delay, just like how... what am I thinking? What's that? The space game we always make fun of.
Destiny.
No. Why can't I remember the name?
But for real.
No. The Last of It? No. The
Last of Us, that's right.
No, that's not it. That's not a space game.
Lost Planet?
No. That's a good one, though.
Space Odyssey, 2001?
No.
Star Trek?
No Man's Sky.
Oh, that one.
They delayed it, and we thought it was going to make it good. And I did, at least. I was like, oh, they delayed it. That must mean they're just, like, tweaking the last couple things. And then it came out, and really it was like, we're barely putting this game together with this release. So is that the same situation here? Are they...
You hope not. It's been 10 years.
I know.
But
when you go that long, you run into all those problems that we've talked before with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
When you have to switch systems.
Yep.
You just have to restart. And maybe all your storyline is set, but... having to restart so many times, it just like diffuses
this
what
is
you
what
can do.
A lot of people say, and I disagree with it. They always say, I've waited 10 years, what's another 3 months? Mm-hmm. I'm like, if the game's been in development for 10 years, they shouldn't need 3 more months.
Right.
The fact that they have to delay it after 10 years, I mean, games can be made in like 2.5 years, 3 years. Mm-hmm. A good game. I'll give you the whole Uncharted franchise. Mm-hmm. I'll give you The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Those are all, I mean, it's all made by Sony's like #1 first-party studio. But Tokyo Japan has been doing great games. Well, good to great games.
Yeah.
No game should take 10 years. Yeah. You know what movie took 10 years to make?
What?
The Pocahontas movie. Avatar. James Cameron's Avatar. But that's only because he had an idea in his head 10 years prior, and he had to wait till the technology got there.
Yeah.
These people have been showing gameplay, announcing this 10 years ago. Yeah. They didn't need to wait for anything. They just, everything fell apart. And there's a lot of different, like, people, directors and producers and all these people have gone on and off this development of The Last Guardian. I don't have all that list. I focus more on Kingdom Hearts instead of this. Yeah. Because this is kind of beating a dead horse. Mm-hmm. But Games Radar has posted a list of all the times that The Last Guardian has been delayed. You want to read them? You want to read through them?
Sure.
So it was first announced in 2007. Oh, I'm sorry. Development began in 2007.
They announced it before then.
And then The Last Guardian is officially announced at E3 in 2009.
Yeah. And
then at 2009, it was release date set for 2011. So they didn't even have a release date in 2009. So they're saying, so that goes a whole year. And then the Tokyo Game Show in 2010, they officially announced that it's going to be released in 2011. So they first showed the game, and then 2 years later, they announced that it's going to come out in holiday of 2011. Mm-hmm. That's a long... E3 always has a bad reputation of people announcing games too far out.
In advance, too soon.
Like, all the time.
Yeah.
And then after that, 2011, instead of delaying it, they just said, no more release date. Like, we're delaying indefinitely, essentially. Mm. And in 2012, pretty much the same thing happened. They didn't commit to a new release date. And then 2013... A lot of people are saying things. 2013 is also the announcement of the PS4, or when the PS4 came out. So obviously that has a lot of things. Ueda, which is the director behind it, released that there was a lot of big changes in The Last Guardian in 2014. So again, that's 7 years after development started. 2015, there was a new platform and release window at E3 in 2015. So that means PS4, new gameplay, all this other stuff. And then 2016, finally this year, they actually gave a specific release date. Yep. And then just this last week, they postponed it again.
Postponed.
So, anybody surprised? No. But I also hate it when people say, oh, I'm just going to wait another 3 months, I'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Like, no, it's not fine. Like
if they had been working on it for 2 years and said, we need another month, that's different than 10 years and we need another month, is what you're saying?
Like, you've had 120 months. Mm-hmm. What's 3 more going to do?
Yeah.
Right? There's a phrase. Mm-hmm. Poop or get off the pot.
And we want them to poop.
Yeah.
Or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Yeah, so Last Guardian delayed.
And that saying rings true for like Kingdom Hearts 3 and even Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
Although it seems like Final Fantasy 15 has been doing more.
Well, and
also, Tokyo Game Show happened. I don't have any news on that. I know they showed some Final Fantasy stuff. They showed some Persona 5 stuff.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other.
I didn't look into that at all. So I can't speak to it. Yeah. Was that...
I think it's all my news.
That's what we got for news.
All right. So you approached me with an idea for this episode.
I did.
Kind of.
Wait, are you talking about...
This episode.
This episode, not the one in...
Currently.
Not next week's?
Oh. Okay. I got a PC.
Yeah, let's talk about your PC.
Sweet. I built one.
Yep, with my help.
Normally I have a PC. Normally I have a PS4. I've been a Sony pony for the longest time. Mm-hmm. But now with the YouTube channel and all this other stuff, I've been uploading videos and my old computer couldn't handle it. So I bought a PC.
Yeah, his laptop was absolutely terrible.
We built it together. I don't know if it'd be terrible.
It's really slow.
There's a lot of stuff on it. It is slow. It took forever.
Yeah.
So we got a PC. I built one. I ordered the parts, so you helped me. And then we built it. You helped me. Mm-hmm. We did it in one day. We only had 2 major issues.
Yeah.
One of them was I ordered the wrong RAM. I can't remember the other one.
I mean, the biggest one was...
Oh, yeah, we couldn't turn it... They would...
What was it?
It would turn on, and then reset itself after like 5 seconds. That was the other issue.
I can't remember how we fixed that. Did I just unplug something? Or
you put the RAM in.
Yeah, so RAM is like the simplest thing in a build. You just like stick it in the slot. Mm-hmm. You don't have to plug in any power. It's pretty small, so it's not like hard to get in.
Yeah.
But the very first RAM we used was DDR3.
Correct.
And his motherboard was built for DDR4.
Might be.
And so we kept like flipping it back and forth. We're like, why isn't it fitting in there? And then I looked at it and I was like,
might be, bro.
I don't think this is it. And I looked at the box of the DDR4 and I looked at the box of the RAM and it said DDR3 and I was like, oh no!
I never returned that. How do you return that on? I need to figure out how to return things on Amazon.
So we had to do that, but luckily we got a pretty good deal on it, I think, on the RAM that you got.
I did. It was cheaper than the DDR... Well, it was $5 more expensive than DDR3.
But it was better RAM. Right?
But it was better RAM, essentially. I mean, they're both 8 gigs, but whatever. Essentially, because I looked online to find this build, and they recommended using 2 sticks of 4, and I just wanted to use 1 stick of 8, so that way I can expand it later.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense.
We got that. But it's fun because I can feel it, and all night I was feeling it. It's pushing out cold air.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even hot. It's not even warm.
Yeah.
Like, I was in my room last night, and I was playing Overwatch, and on my PS4, which kicks out hot air all the time, and I had my fan on, and I was, like, sweating. And I reached over for my PC, and it's kicking out cool air. I'm like, this is
pretty
awesome.
good.
This is legit.
So, as soon as we got it fixed, we loaded up Steam.
Correct.
And I gave him access to all of my games. Tony's now my family member.
Because you can do that on Steam, I guess.
Yeah, it's
where
cool.
you just have to...
You just can't be playing the same game at the same time.
Oh, cool.
So
But you had to sign into my account. I need to sign into your account eventually. Can I do that on your...
Yeah. Oh, no, I think you got to authorize the computer itself.
Well, I don't have any games, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Eventually, you can pay me back eventually.
Not literally, though.
Not literally. Like, just give me access to all your crap. Yeah, so essentially, Tony, the day he got it, got access to, like, I don't know, 45 games.
You had 86 games.
86 games.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, that's more than I thought. So he had all that access. And then, what's the first game you bought?
First game I bought was Skyrim. Because you have to own Skyrim and all the DLCs to get the Skyrim Definitive Edition that comes out in October or whatever. And I've never owned the Skyrim DLCs. I've also never played it on PC, and I thought a good warm-up PC game for me to get familiar with the controls and how to hold everything and how to do this and do that would be Skyrim. Is kind of a slower-paced game, or it can be.
Yeah.
And I also have been wanting to play Skyrim a lot. I'm very familiar with it, but on the PC it's very different than the PS3.
Yeah.
Because that's where I originally played it. The PS3, I am now finding out I'm finding out now from a third party, not myself, not my own experiences, but the PS3 has a lot of flubs and flaws. Load times are incredibly long. There's frame rate issues, crashing. The bigger your save file is, the harder it is for the game to load, stuff like that. On PC, I haven't had any of those troubles yet, but that's where I played natively on PS3, so I'm used to those problems. So it's interesting to play a game that does not have those problems. I'm playing the same game, but it feels different.
Yeah.
I was telling you that the load screens, I don't even have time to read everything on the load screens because they just go so fast.
Loads too fast, yeah.
Whereas in PS3, I'd have time to make like a sandwich and then come back and it's still loading. And that's fine. That's what I'm used to. That's a test of patience. That's whatever. But it's super fun on PC. I sent you a Snapchat. As soon as I loaded it up, it automatically defaulted to whatever settings would be best. And it set to ultra high settings.
I loved it.
And I was like, bruh.
There it is.
So that was a lot of fun. I've had some issues with my mouse. It's because I don't have a mouse pad. But I think it's because my sensitivity in-game was too low.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I had to do this big sweeping motion to, like, turn my character. Yeah. It's like, I'll just change my sensitivity. I'm picking up my mouse a lot and moving it back and forth instead of just doing that. I think it's a sensitivity issue.
Yeah.
In the game, not with the mouse. Mouse works great.
Yeah.
But I was telling you, and I think this is true, Skyrim on PC feels smaller than Skyrim on PS3. I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I was going to say, how so?
Because the render distance on PS3 is so much smaller than the render distance on PC. So when I'm at so Skyrim starts, you're in Helgen, Dragon Attacks, you go to this other city, I can't remember what it is, where you talk to somebody, it's where you get the first Golden Claw quest, and you go up this little mountain, and you can see Winterhold from there. And you can never see that on PS3, at least I never noticed it. So on PS3, instead of seeing Winterhold, you just see a mist, and you're like, wow, there's something over there. I don't know what it is. It's a mystery to me.
Yeah.
But now on PC, I can see it. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that is. Because I can see it, it feels closer. So I'm like, it kind of feels smaller, which is fine. It didn't take too long to get used to the controls. I'm still trying to get used to them. I still have to figure out how to do everything. Find out all these shortcuts and stuff, but I'm having fun with it.
That's good.
With Skyrim.
I'm excited for you.
I'm essentially building the same... I want to... So, obviously, Skyrim's a game I'm very familiar with. I want to start getting into games I've never played before.
Yeah, for sure.
So, the games I always list are Half-Life 1 and 2, and then Portal 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played either one of those, but people always talk so highly of them.
Yeah.
There's a Half-Life mod called Black Mesa. Mesa or Mesa, I don't know how to pronounce it. MESA, whatever. That was on sale for like $7 until July 4th, so I just missed it. But I assume it'll go back on sale. But I want to play those games. You have games. I can't. You like Age of Empires. You have. I
have a bunch of RTSs.
Civ 5 and
then also like like every Star Wars game. What was like Darksiders? You hadn't played Darksiders.
I haven't played Darksiders. That's right.
There are so many things that
I don't know how to go to find your games.
Is it not? I thought it was just in the library. It's just not there. That's weird.
Games. There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII. So you have... People always talk about how Final Fantasy VI is super good, and you don't have it.
I don't have 6.
It's really disappointing.
I know.
But I asked you which one is better, Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy VIII, and you said 7. Now, because I am not...
that familiar.
An idiot, I know exactly what happens in Final Fantasy VII. Everyone knows what happens in Final Fantasy VII.
Right, because it's talked about so much.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VIII, who knows what happens in Final Fantasy VIII? If I want to play a game, I want to play a game I haven't played before.
I'll beat it twice, I could tell you.
I don't want you to.
Okay.
I want to play... You say your favorite's 9?
My favorite by far is 9.
But you don't have 9.
I like the storyline of 8 better than
good.
7. Not than 9. But better than 7, but I think 7's combat system and their mechanics are better than 8's. 8's can get kind of tedious.
Whatever.
So, I mean, you don't have to be that tedious. Like, you don't have to do what I did. I was just, like, a perfectionist.
Yeah, well, I won't do that. But, so you have Sid Meier's Civ 5, which I think I played before. Dark Souls 2, which I probably won't ever play, but you've talked about... Darksiders I've seen people play, but I haven't played it. But you've talked about Darkest Dungeon before.
Yeah, I love Darkest Dungeon.
I haven't played that yet.
It's not really that demanding on the PC. Like, you could play that probably on your laptop, too.
Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy? Does that work well on PC? I've heard a lot of things about that.
I actually haven't played it yet. I just got it recently.
The worst.
Yep, and then I've got Fallout 1, 2, and 3, Game of the Year Edition for 3, which is... I put a lot of hours on that one, which is great.
You have games I've been trying to get you to play for forever, and you own them. Brothers, Tale of Two Sons. Are you kidding me? That was like the first thing I saw.
I know. You were so mad when you saw it.
It's like a 2.5 hour game. Just play it one day. And you'll be like, dang, Tony, you recommended me another great game.
Every time.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm having fun with the PC. I haven't made... Oh, yeah, Valkyria Chronicles. Maybe I'll finally beat it.
There you go. I
have not... made any videos on this yet, so I don't know how that works. I have a video series in mind, but who knows? You have any stories to tell about my PC? It went really well.
It was probably the smoothest PC I've built.
I was really disappointed that I ordered the wrong RAM because I looked at these parts over and over and over again and didn't catch it. I'm like, it sucks.
I know, it's that simple. It was probably the smoothest one I've built. I think I may have had one that we didn't have any issues. No, we didn't. I've had issues on every single build. Some small, some big. This one was a small one. We just had the wrong part, and then we didn't plug it in all the way.
Yeah.
So both really easy, simple fixes. You know, I've had disaster stories of like a pin on the CPU bending, and then you can't bend it back because it's too small and it just won't fit, and so you essentially screwed up. Yeah, $250 piece of machinery. I've had faulty parts before where something shorted out. Or just it wasn't grounded well enough, I guess, the first time you turn it on and it just shorts out. I've had forgetting to order a part that happened once. So like
I didn't get Windows 10 until the day we were making it.
Yeah, but it worked really well with the USB drive. I was surprised. Tony opted not to get an optical drive, CD drive or Blu-ray drive, and I think it's working. I don't think it's necessary anymore, really. So far, I haven't even noticed it getting anything but cool, which is nice. And that is really good. Because I was worried. He only has essentially One case fan, and then...
Case fan, power supply fan, and then the CPU fan that came with it.
Yeah, and then his graphics card has like 2 honking fans on it.
That's right.
That's a brick. But yeah, I was surprised because I thought we were going to need to add another case fan, but it seems to be doing all right.
I had to rearrange my whole setup. That's what I spent the whole day. Because you were at work, you were at school, I had the day off, and I spent the whole day rearranging it. Before, I had my PS4 on my desk and my laptop and my monitor. Now I have 2 monitors, obviously, to go with the PC. And I had to move my PS4 off my desk, and I had to move my GameCube and my PS2 and that computer off. And now my old laptop's in the corner and all this other stuff, but it's a good time.
Yeah, I think you...
But now my room doesn't open all the way.
Oh, no.
Because I had to move stuff back. Yeah. That's okay. No big deal. I still have my Falcon and my mouth purses. That's what's really important.
Yeah. Are you going to get a mouse pad with them on it?
Thinking about it. I'm going to find some custom mouse pads with my Smash characters.
You should just have FD, Final Destination, with 2 characters standing at each other doing their taunts or something.
That was... When I was first learning how to do Photoshop, I was really bad at it. And I might have sent you a picture of this, but it was a Photoshop of Optimus Prime fighting a Gundam on Final Destination. Yeah. And I've since deleted it, so don't ask for it.
Okay.
It was very bad. I can do much better now, but
proud of you.
It was so cool. I had to figure out. It took me like 2 hours to do that. Now it'd be like 5 minutes.
Yep.
It was bad. Anyway, that's my PC. I'm having fun with it.
So we'll probably have more stories now about PC gaming as Tony explores this new wonderful world.
Yep, and that kind of leads into our next topic, which is
the most anticipated games
of
this holiday fall/season of 2016.
There we go.
Yeah, no, we got to date this.
Most 2016. So it's currently September 18th. So we're not going to talk about anything that's already come out. We're going to talk about things in the future.
Yep.
And.
Oh, I was just going to say I have 3 that I picked from my list.
I didn't look at anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do it from memory. But I also have a list here of every game coming out.
Yeah, which is overwhelming.
Which is a lot more. I want to mention Dragon Quest VII came out 3DS. And I was talking about how I wanted to get that, and then I realized it was like a 3-hour plus game. 300-hour plus game. And I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Although I do love me some Dragon Quest. So we are currently at the 18th, so we'll go there. The next biggest game that comes out is Rise of Iron DLC for Destiny. Yep. And people are freaking out about that. It's essentially just Destiny 2.0.
Yeah, it's like, hey, here's a bunch of new content.
Yeah.
But keep grinding.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really change the base formula of the game, I don't think.
No, I guess not.
And that's why I'm not going to get it. And it's not on my list of games I'm excited for.
I'm looking through here. Darkest Dungeon is coming to PS4 and Vita, September 27.
There you go.
Did you know that?
I did not.
It doesn't look like anything fun is coming in the rest of September, but the games don't really come out in September. Mafia 3. Have you seen anything about that?
This is on my list.
Dude, it might be on my list because it looks so sick.
I know. I've never played a Mafia game.
I played a demo for 2, I think, and I had a lot of fun. It's very similar to GTA, but I feel like this is different from GTA. And I actually put out a video on our most anticipated Marvel games, and I talked about how if they made a Punisher game similar to the Mafia games, that would be fantastic. And the reason I want it more Mafia-like as opposed to GTA-like is because I feel like in the Mafia games, you have more impact on the world around you, whereas GTA games, things just happen, doesn't matter if you're there or not. But the Punisher, I feel like as a person, would have more of an impact on the things around him, and he's obviously working for a cause. He's trying to get rid of the cartel. And I feel like that's very similar to the Mafia games, whereas GTA is just kill somebody, ride their car around.
Yep.
Right? So tell me what interests you about Mafia 3.
So one of the reasons I'm interested is just because it's a franchise that I've heard is good that I haven't played yet. And I am getting kind of fatigued of
the same
over and over again, you know. So I'm excited to try a new franchise, and the previews and like the video gameplays, like stuff that I've seen, all has looked exciting. So it's really one of those things where it's a mystery to me that I want to try. I want to try it out.
We just did our soundtrack episode last week, but Mafia 3 has an incredible soundtrack.
Does it?
It's like just listen to the radios in the 70s. So it has your CCR, it has your like AC/DC, all this other stuff.
I'm excited.
It's so awesome. And you can see that there's a trailer that IGN or Polygon or someone put up of gameplay that I watched, and it looks like, I'm like, Mafia 3, I don't really care about this, and I watched it, I'm like, dang, this would be sick.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily on my list. I don't know if I want to spend money on it. It's not something that's like in the back of my head, but I do think about it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll see what you think when you get it.
Yeah.
If you get it. Around there, Gears of War 4. This is Xbox One exclusive.
Yeah, this would... If I had an Xbox, this might be on my list. But I know a lot of people are super hyped up about this.
Yep.
Because Gears of War, for a lot of people our age, was one of those game series that came out, in high school?
With Halo.
That everyone, everybody that I knew loved it.
Yep.
And I had a lot of friends who talked about it all the time. And when I switched to PS3, I couldn't talk about it because I couldn't play it.
I never played it. I never played any of them.
But I've heard it's so much fun. And I have played it at a friend's house. Mm-hmm. So I have a little bit of experience with it. I will tell you it is very satisfying to get a melee kill.
With the chainsaw
gun. It is a lot of fun. But, yeah. So I think that would be on the list if I was an Xbox guy, but I don't have one.
I'm afraid that it's going to turn out like Halo did. The Halo collection. Whatever, Halo 5. I don't think Halo 5 turned out bad, but the Halo collection did.
You think it's going to
flop
a little bit?
Yeah, flop a little bit.
Because of nostalgia's sake?
I think so, but at the same time, I think they've seen that. I don't know. I'm excited to see what Gears of War happens. Again, I've never played the game, but more props to the Xbox. I think in October... I wouldn't be super surprised if Xbox outsold PS4.
Again?
But at the same time, they haven't outsold them yet in September.
Oh.
Last 2 months they did. But I would also be surprised because Battlefield 1 comes out and Titanfall 2 comes out and all this other stuff. So we'll see what happens. Next, I saw something. PlayStation VR comes out on October 13th. Which also adds to the PlayStation selling point.
Yeah.
So PSVR, obviously not a game, but there is a game... There's a bundle that comes with it, and you have 13 game demos, 13 game things. You know those old discs you used to get at the grocery store?
Yeah.
And it had game demos on it. I remember there's Crash Bandicoot, there's Jet Moto, there's a Splinter Cell game, I believe. All this stuff.
Yeah, I used to play those demos all the time. Back when PlayStation 1 was out, they had those discs too. And you could, when you bought a game, a lot of times it'd come with one.
Yeah.
And I remember the first experience I had with Final Fantasy VIII was a demo disc.
Oh really?
It was we didn't have it yet, and with some game we bought, it came as a demo, and I used to play the first part of that game over and over again because it was so much fun. So I'm excited for that. One that that's coming out, I think it was close to then.
Do you want me to go back?
Yeah, if you could. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
No, I went over that one. I didn't mention it. That was my next one I want to talk about. Rise of the Tomb Raider was Xbox One exclusive. Has finally came out for the PS4.
I'm excited.
Tomb Raider
was so good.
I have it up here. Tomb Raider just for the PS3 was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
It was Tomb Raider mixed with Uncharted, and they kind of play back and forth off of each other.
Yeah.
Rise of the Tomb Raider has been getting incredible scores. I'm talking 9.5s, 9.7s out of 10.
I am really excited for it.
No one's talking about it.
We are.
We're talking about it, but it's also it's coming out at a bad time.
I mean, to some extent, it is old news because it has been out for a year. But as a PS4 enthusiast, I'm pumped. I want to get this game.
That's a game I didn't even think about until I saw it on the list, and I saw it on the list and forgot about it.
And it wasn't on my top 3, but now I didn't realize it was coming out. Dude. So that makes me really.
It's getting better scores than the original one.
And
the original one was fantastic.
Yeah, I know the original one was awesome.
So good. Let's see. We talked about PSVR. Battlefield 1.
Yeah, and that is one of the ones on my list. And I know last week or 2 weeks ago, I played the beta for an hour maybe, and I wasn't very impressed with it. But I think I'm taking that with a grain of salt because I didn't even know the controls very well at that point. And I just threw myself into it, and I wasn't even really paying attention that much because I was watching Netflix while I was playing. So
So can you really judge a game?
So really, can I judge a game fairly? No, I can't. I'm excited for it as a history person because I'm a history teacher. For those of you who don't know, and I'm excited to see this era in a game because we don't see this very often. We've seen World War II 1,000 different times. We've seen all sorts of modern warfares all the time. But we haven't really seen... And future warfare. But we haven't seen World War I a lot. And so I'm excited to see how they portray it. I'm excited for their... Is there a campaign? Do you know?
Yes.
I believe there is. I'm excited to see the campaign and see how...
This is not Battlefront.
Yeah.
It's Battlefield.
Good.
Got him.
Yeah, you did. I am glad... I'm just excited to see how they do the story and how accurate it's going to be. Is it going to be historical fiction with within the right context and everything around the story is going to be accurate, though the story may be fictionalized, or if they're actually going to pick people.
Did you hear
stories.
that they're releasing Fractions of the War as DLC. So like the French army as DLC. It's not in the actual game.
Really?
Until you get that DLC. Huh. So you can buy the season pass and you get the French army and the Russian army or whatever.
Yeah. Well, what's the main stories then?
British, I assume Allies and Germans.
Okay.
So France isn't even in the main story.
Interesting.
And it's World War One. It's like, what?
I mean the main. It's like France versus Germany is like the main thing. Like Ottoman Empire's. I mean, there are so many things in it, but Ottoman Empire's in there. But Germany's the main aggressor. France is where most of the battles happen.
Yeah. Yep.
And the UK just sent a bunch of troops across the channel. So
I mean, that might only be for multiplayer DLC. Like you can't play as the French troops until then, but at the same time, like that doesn't make any sense.
Why don't you just release it all?
I don't know.
Oh well.
Along that, Civilization 6.
Yeah, and this is an honorable mention. I love the Civilization series, and I'm gonna get this game. I probably won't buy it when it releases because it's going to be $60, and I know Steam will have a sale at some point, probably this Christmas, on like a bunch of these games. So I'll probably wait till then to get it. It's not one of those games that I have to play right when it comes out. I don't think it's time sensitive at all. Mm-hmm. So I really like the Civilization series, and it's really fun, especially when you have a bunch of friends who have it, and you guys can play all on the same.
Can you play
game.
that?
Yeah. It's really fun. It's like a turn-based strategy game, so it's almost like playing a board game, but it's like way more. It's a little bit more complex than a board game would be. And obviously, you get the cool effects and things.
Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2. The first one went over very well. The only complaint I got about the first one, that I heard about the first one, was that it's hard to target. That it's hard to fight more than one person at a time. Mm-hmm. Targeting system was weird. So maybe they fixed that for 2. This is it's not a stealth release, but I haven't seen as much stuff for it as I saw for the first one. I think people will enjoy that. The last, or 2 more things here in October. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition, as we talked about before. Yeah. Mods available on Xbox, not available on PS4 because of Sony. And then PC, obviously, is a free upgrade if you own everything.
Yep.
And then Titanfall 2. Xbox, PS4, and PC. Mm-hmm. This is coming out October 28th. 7 days later, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare comes out. Who do you think is going to win that battle?
Oh, Call of Duty's going to win.
And then Battlefield 1 came out literally 7 days before.
Yeah. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a bunch of people who buy Battlefield.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of people who play Call of Duty. And people are not going to have enough money to buy Titanfall 2 because they bought either both of those or they chose either Battlefield or Call of Duty because those are the 2 big names in FPSs. Obviously, totally different feels.
Yeah.
Titanfall's a big one too, but...
Well, hardly. It was, and then it released, and it fell off so quick because it was the same thing. But now this one has a campaign and it has all this other stuff. It's just, it's a bad release window. Like, you're going up against. Here it goes again. You're going up against 2 different Titans.
Heyo.
In Call of Duty and Battlefield, and I don't think that on the battlefield of video games, Titanfall is living up to its Call of Duty.
Heyo. 2 in a row.
Hey. Anyway,
nice.
I don't think, like, no matter what you think about Infinite Warfare, the combat looks incredible.
Yeah.
The graphics look good.
And the mechanics are going to work really well.
The mechanics work well, and it's going to be, like, the most popular game of the year. As Call of Duty is all the time.
It always is.
Now, I think Battlefield has a bigger contention for this year because people have been wanting to go back in time as opposed to go forward in time. But now you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
I can go back and play an old school shooter like Battlefield 1, or I can do a futuristic with Call of Duty. Titanfall is just in a rough spot.
I mean, Titanfall is competing directly against Call of Duty, and Battlefield 1 isn't to the same extent because of the exact reasons you just said. You know, futuristic. Both Titanfall 2 and Call of Duty are futuristic. Battlefield is old, so there's more of a reason to buy Battlefield and one of the futuristic games. Probably going to be Call of Duty.
Yeah. So November starts off with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on November 4th. Nothing really to talk about after that until you get to Dishonored 2, which is on November 11th. Dishonored 1 is a very special game. It's very fun to play. Have you played Dishonored?
I haven't. They made a PS4 remastered edition that I almost bought once. And it's on my list of games that when I'm in a lull of games, I'm planning on buying it.
And you can buy Dishonored. I have it.
Oh, gosh dang it.
For free.
You do have it for free?
For PS3. For PS Free.
PS Free?
PS Free.
Nice.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about that much because you haven't played it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those games where, one, I saw someone speedrun it and they did it in 42 minutes. using all the abilities.
Holy cow.
Another one, you go through the whole game without killing a single person. You can also go through the whole game and kill everybody. It's kind of decision based, and these things kind of affect. And it's one of those that are like, it's kind of like a dystopian future where if you kill a lot of people, eventually the world will get darker. You'll see more disease, more rats around, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you don't kill as many people, the world kind of gets brighter.
So your decisions have effects.
Immediate effects, and long-term effects, and like global effects.
Oh, cool.
Very interesting. A lot of fun. There's a really cool teleport mechanic in that. Time stop mechanic, like when you possess someone, a possessing effect, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And then right after that, 4 days later, is Watch Dogs 2. Watch Dogs 1 obviously did not live up to the hype. Watch Dogs 2 looks a lot better than Watch Dogs 1. And I was very excited for it, and now I'm just kind of like mellowed out. So I don't know if I'm going to get that or not. But it does look like a lot of fun. I had fun playing Watch Dogs. I actually did myself a favor and played through the whole game of Watch Dogs and some of the online multiplayer before I looked online to see reviews. And that kind of formulated my opinion after I had beaten the game. But I still hold true that I had fun playing it.
Yeah.
And I think Watch Dogs 2 would be fun.
Cool.
Next big thing after that would be Pokemon Sun and Moon. Have you seen any of the trailers for the new Alola form Pokemon?
No.
Or the Z moves or the Ultra Pokemon?
This might be irreligious or sacrilegious, but I'm not that excited for Pokemon anymore.
Nah, I don't blame you.
It's like the same game over and over again. Until the
NX comes out with a first person open world Pokemon RPG that we talked about.
Yeah, that's from a previous episode, listeners, so
get on it.
You can go listen to one of those. Which one was it? Was it 2 weeks ago?
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was fun.
Seriously, that's a perfect Pokemon game.
It would be. That was the conclusion. Next up on the list, which is exciting for me, maybe not so much for Tony.
It's on the list, but who knows for how long?
We'll see what happens. Final Fantasy 15 comes out November 29th. And
literally after everyone's already spent all their money on every other video game.
I've already pre-ordered it, so...
For $5.
Yeah, I'm going to get it. I'm only going to get Battlefield 1 and then this. I'm not going to get Call of Duty.
Tomb Raider?
I'll get Tomb Raider eventually.
No, not.
Tomb Raider's not like time sensitive. Like there are games I have on my list in my head that aren't time sensitive, and there are some that are time sensitive.
Do you think Final Fantasy is time sensitive?
Because it's Final Fantasy, and to me that is like since I was a kid that was the series.
Oh, I didn't mention it. I'm not going to buy Battlefield 1 or Call of Duty.
You're not?
No. And after we go through my list, I'll talk about... Okay. After we go through the whole list, I'll talk about what my thoughts are. But
that's cool.
We can go back to Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, so I'm just really excited for it.
You like the boy band?
I'm excited for a lot of reasons.
Boy band road trip?
I think it's... I want to watch Kingsglaive.
Yes.
I couldn't say it. I want to see Kingsglaive because I know that it really sets up the story really well. The previews that I saw and the trailers that I saw for everything made me really excited about the storyline of the game.
Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, and I need to look at those things.
Yep.
And the gameplay looks pretty good to me, so we're just going to see.
In December... We used to have Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Not anymore, suckers.
Not anymore.
Steep, the Ubisoft open world extreme snowboarding game.
Don't care.
Yeah, they announced it at E3. They're like, this is our brand new IP and it's AAA. It's gonna be so awesome. And I'm like, not really. The Last Guardian was
supposed to be October 25th.
It was supposed to be October 25th, but now it's down here in December. There's a whole bunch of other stuff it says confirmed for 2016 but not dated. I'm not going to go through this whole list. It's a whole bunch of
because we don't even know. I mean, none of those are for sure. If they don't actually set a date, then I wouldn't.
Not worth it.
I wouldn't guarantee it. I wouldn't want to say that it'd be coming out. So tell me, what's your reasoning for not buying Call of Duty or Battlefield 1?
Well, I don't think either one of them looks good. I've never been a Battlefield fan. I don't like the way the mechanics work. I don't like how this works. I don't like how that works. I don't like the big scale battles. I feel like I don't have an impact personally.
Okay.
Call of Duty, we didn't mention, but Call of Duty also comes with Modern Warfare Remastered. There was a slip-up of one of the executives at Ravensoft recently, and he said, if you own Modern Warfare Remastered or the Infinite Warfare copy of Modern Warfare Remastered, therefore confirming essentially that there's going to be two different copies. It's gonna be you can buy Modern Warfare by itself
at some point,
standalone at some point, or you can buy it together with the bundle.
Yeah,
just keep that in mind.
We predicted when they talked about it. I remember us having this conversation that there's no way that they're not gonna
make money off
at some point release Modern Warfare remastered separately.
I think it's gonna be like 3 months after Infinite Warfare comes out.
Yeah, I think after the big hype wave is over, they're gonna release it.
But again, Infinite Warfare, although it looks good from a gameplay perspective and graphics and storyline and all that stuff, I'm not into it. I'm getting kind of tired of that Call of Duty aspect.
It's Call of Duty fatigue.
Yeah. Well, it's the futuristic wall running stuff kind of fatigue. Like
this is where it's been going. This is just more of the same.
Yeah. Which is also why I'm not getting Titanfall 2. And this is why, retroactively, I've convinced myself that it's a great time for me to buy and purchase this PC and put it together. Because now I have a whole list of games I've never played before I now have access to, because this fall, there's not a lot of stuff that I'm excited for.
Yeah.
I would probably on my list would be Mafia 3, Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I think is what it's called. I'm not going to get Pokemon because it doesn't look good. Skyrim Definitive Edition, I'm going to get automatically updated because I own it on PC now. Again, I'm not going to get any of this first-person shooters. I'm still playing Overwatch. I'm having a lot of fun with that. I think it'll be harder for me to play when all these new games come out because my friends will be playing with me. But the game I am most excited for is Horizon Zero Dawn. And that's coming out in February. February 28th, I believe. So it got postponed from November to February for the best, and I mean in a financial aspect, because look at all these tie-ins you have to go up against in November.
Yeah, I mean, you just have a lot of competition.
What comes out in February? Nothing. Horizon Zero Dawn has gotten incredible early reviews from so many different people. It's made by Guerrilla Games, which is the people that made Killzone, so expect that kind of quality. But it's open world RPG with the same writer that wrote for Fallout New Vegas. The same script quest line writer.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm crazy excited for that game. I don't know what game I'm going to buy next for my PS4. I still have games to play on it that I own currently and haven't played yet. Things like that. And then obviously the free games of the month will be something. But I was going to buy Dragon Quest 7, but that's too long of a game. And then Dragon Quest Builder's coming out, and it's like a Minecraft for Dragon Quest.
Yeah, Dragon Quest themed Minecraft.
And I don't care about Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I think there's a Final Fantasy 12 coming out, but I guess it's not this year. Final Fantasy 12 remastered. I don't know when that is.
Yeah, I remember we announced that a couple weeks ago.
So that's where I am. I don't. There's not really a lot that I want to purchase or buy or anything on the PS4. I'm just I don't really care that much.
Well, if you guys have anything that you are excited for this holiday season, this 2016 fall, how about you send it to us in a tweet? Let us know what you think. We'd love to give you some feedback and hear from you guys. Or you can send us an email, underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com.
You can tweet us at UPGamersPodcast.
Yeah. So those are two easy ways to interact with us. You can also comment on SoundCloud at this time right now. Or earlier if you want to
go listen right now, but go back the hour and comment at the beginning. Yeah, confuse us.
Do it wherever the heck you want on SoundCloud.
You can like us and rate us and review us on iTunes. You can also leave a remark there. You can't leave comments specifically for episodes, but you can leave reviews and remarks.
Yeah, nice little review, like a little 5-star review.
Yeah, so nice. Thanks for that. That helps us a lot.
Whenever this is released on YouTube, you could also comment there.
Yep.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please like the video if you liked it. And
even if you didn't like it, just go ahead and like it.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks preemptively.
That's what we got today.
That's what we got. So thanks for listening. We'll see you guys there next week. Justin and I are going to go over the history of delayed games and how that has positively and negatively affected the game specifically, as well as the gaming industry as a whole.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that. Also, Justin has said,
oh no,
I'm committing him to this.
Oh no.
He has said that he is working on a YouTube series. He has not started yet. He's in the
YouTube video
contemplative series or set of a YouTube video. So be on the lookout for Justin's sultry voice on the YouTube sector.
Oh, baby, go.
That one right there.
That right there. All right. See you guys later.
See ya.